Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Harakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazar from the Trinidad camp. I just want to do the edification for the elect's sake. Now, as we can see here in the news article, it came out like 8 hours ago. Today, being the 15th of March. It says, Frederick Senator proposes ban on mandatory chipping. Alright? So here we're speaking about the RFID chip, which as we know is the mark of the beast. Right? It says, and the police, it says, Big Brother may always be watching. But if a Frederick County lawmaker has his way, at least that won't lead you to being forced to get implanted with a chip. It says Senator Ron Young, D District 3, testified in support of Senate Bill 944 before the Senate Finance Committee. The bill will prevent employers and the state government from requiring or coercing anyone to be implanted with an identification device. The premise of Young's bill may sound like a plot out of a science fiction film, but proponents says it addresses a very real issue. All right, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved the use of RFID chip implants in humans since October 2004. And there are no instances of Maryland entities using microchips, according to an analyst of Department of Legislative Services. It says, however, the Wisconsin self-serve snack kiosk company, 3 Square Market, became the first U.S. company to offer RFID chips to employees in 2017. According to the analysis, it says the implanted IDs allow employees to open doors, may break room purchases, and log into computers. So now they're showing that it have benefits in taking this chip. But according to the senator, he don't want no part with it. Alright? Probably he know the full use, or probably saw some video that say the RFID chip is in market beast, so he not having any part with it. But guess what? It's still gonna come to pass. Alright? He can't stop it. Because it in over his head. Alright? But that is the reason the Most High set up his prophets to come out and to give warning about these things. Alright? To be the watchers. The scripture said he set up watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. So the Lord set us up as watchmen. So when we see things like this happening, we come and give the people warning. Whether they hear or whether they forbear. Because when we see the sword coming, we have to warn the people that the sword coming, that they don't be overtaken by the sword. That is the purpose the Most High set up. The scripture said that he set a tower in the midst of his vineyard. That is the prophets, alright, that watching over the flock, to sound that horn when they see wolves coming to tear up the flock. But not all the sheep gonna give heed to the calling. Going on, it says it's proactive legislation. To our knowledge, Maryland has no organization that is implanting its workers right now, but new technologies are providing new means of monitoring workers, Young said. He said that the chip has been used in Sweden to track medical records, to allow access to public transportation and more. As of the start of this year, several U.S. states, including California, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin, have prohibited the mandatory implantation of chips. So they don't want nothing to do with the chip. Alright? It says, if... one moment. Alright, slack about that. Yeah, so these countries, they don't want nothing to do with the chip. Alright? But as I said, it in over their head. Alright? It in over their head. So it might... probably they part of the game, they part of the good guy, bad guy kind of scenario. But guess what? At the end of the day, the microchip still gonna be pushed, because the scripture said he calls it all, both small and great. And the only people that are not gonna take this microchip is the ones that the Most High ordained not to take it, the ones that gonna refuse to take this chip. Alright, which mainly is the elect. It might have 2/3 that are not gonna take it. Might have. Alright, who knows? But we still have to come out and give warning to the people that they don't take this chip. Alright? Because they coming and they're showing you, all sorts of different avenues where the chip would be, useful. Because right now here in Trinidad, it have an increase in people going missing. Now, what they would propose if, people were implanted with this RFID chip, speaking, here in Trinidad, if people were implanted with this RFID chip, it would be easy for the government to find it, because it's something that, it almost non-detectable. Alright? That the kidnapper would not even know if this individual would have an RFID chip in them, so that the police could find that individual within minutes, within an hour, a rapid response, because that chip identifying, showing a GPS location where that individual is. So they might come in avenues like that, show you that it actually benefiting, it more helpful than harmful. Right? That you don't have to walk around with cash and you could just flash this. You wouldn't be able to scan your card. So they will show you all sorts of avenues. Alright? Where this chip would be useful and people would actually run to take it. Alright? People would actually run to take it. This is Revelation chapter 19 verse 20. It says, "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophets that wrought miracles before him, and with which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped the image. These were both cast into the lake of fire burning with brimstone." So he said that what? People are going to be deceived into taking this mark. They're going to be deceived. They're going to be deceived into taking this mark. And though the Lord set the prophets out there to give warning, they still wouldn't take heed. They would still run like sheep to the slaughter to take this microchip, because the Spirit of the Lord wasn't on them to open their eyes and open their ears and their heart to take heed to the warning. Alright, they're still going to be destroyed when the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai comes, because they're going to take this chip. Not knowing that by you taking this microchip, which is the RFID chip, alright, here in Trinidad, it's hidden under Act 11 under Section 34, alright, Electronic Monitoring Bill. Guess what? You taking that actually signing your death warrant. So that is why we out here to give warning. But like Nate telling his men that, hey, the chip is an embargo, is not an RFID chip. Alright, the mark of the beast is an embargo, and not the RFID chip. So you actually not giving the flock warning, you actually leading the flock onto destruction. Because when they start to make the chip mandatory, your men are going to take that chip, because you have been giving them proper warning. That is why the Spirit of the Lord dealing with who? The men of Great Millstone. Because the scripture said there must be be divisions, that they which are approved may be manifest. That is why it have all these other camps, and they don't really come together, especially GMS don't come together with these other camps. And it's proven over and over who is the camp that been approved of the Most High. Alright? Because despite more and more proof coming out that showing that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, still have people that discredited it. But guess what? That is on them. The ones that's supposed to take heed, taking heed. This is Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink." So you're going to take an embargo in your forehead or in your hand, right? "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So yes, so if you take this microchip, if you take this RFID chip, this electronic monitoring chip in your person, be it in your forehead or in your hand or your foot or wherever the case is, you might take it. Guess what? You're gonna be destroyed. The Most High is going to destroy you. All right. Whether you were deceived or your teacher told you that it's not the RFID chip, it doesn't matter. Once you take this chip, the Most High is going to destroy you. All right. The Most High is going to destroy you if you take this chip. All right. So whether you believe or don't believe, guess what? This chip is the mark of the beast, and if you take it, you're gonna be destroyed. All right. This is the last precept here. It says John chapter 5 verse 28. It says, "Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice." And we hearing his voice right now, because we were dead in the grave, dead in trespass and sins, and shall come forth. All right. And they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. All right. So you that take this chip gonna come to the resurrection of damnation. All right. Just have one precept to back it up, and that is it. This is Daniel chapter 12 verse 2. It says, "Many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, someone to everlasting life, and someone to everlasting shame and contempt." So you're gonna awake. You're gonna awake. You're gonna realize that this chip is the mark of the beast. But in the time that you realize, it's gonna be too late. So you take heed now. All right, it's better to take heed now, because this chip is the mark of the beast according to the scriptures, and it have too many proof backing it up. All right, you see, we are at the end. You see World War III, all these things. They're pushing all these things, and the only other thing that they're pushing right now, besides World War III and the FEMA camps and martial law, is this RFID chip worldwide. Not an embargo. They're pushing this RFID chip worldwide. And they actually what they're using to use as a new monetary system, because they actually show you they're using it to make purchases. So this microchip is the mark of the beast what the scriptures speak of. And if you take it, the Most High is going to destroy you. So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Harakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy not rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazah saying Shalom.